Rich people of Reddit that were poor before, how did money solve your problems and what new problems have appeared? Went through childhood in the foster system and fell through the cracks, ended up homeless a few times. Anyways, I am not a 1%er, but I do make more than 80% of Americans, yearly salary-wise. Money relieved me of stress. When I go shopping, I don't check my bank account before I make a purchase. I have insurance, so I am not afraid to go to the dentist or doctor. Going out with friends is fun because I know I won't be financially struggling from a night out. It ultimately bought me a level of stability I never was used to, and I am incredibly grateful. My new problems I wouldn't call problems: home maintenance, car upkeep, bills, etc. I am grateful those are my main worries these days. It's really crazy how people are so grateful for money when you know what it's like to really not have any. True. Sort of never felt like I had much growing up. Dressed pretty cheap, still do. But I always used to wonder how everyone was always so well off. Still do. Money allows me to not worry. It doesn't make me happy, but it frees up my mind to be happy, because I don't have to spend time worrying about how I'm going to pay the next bill. Lifestyle creep is a very real thing. If you're looking for a problem, we've gotten used to this level of money, so if it were to go away, it would be a pretty big problem pretty quickly. Our bills have risen along with our income. In the German language, there is a saying that goes, Geld macht nicht glücklich, aber es beruhigt ungemein. It translates to, money doesn't make you happy, but it calms you down immensely. It seems to be really true. I can now buy good gifts for my friends/family. Downside, now I can't get them shitty gifts. If I ever run into money, I'm not telling anyone. I've run into thorns, puddles, and other unpleasant things. But never money. I found like $45 before. That was nice. Not rich currently, but due to my work skills I have been both flush with cash and scraping by. This position changes every so often. When I had excess, fuck it level of money, my immediate needs were taken care of so I could focus on other things/take on new projects. People don't realize that when you don't have to worry about food for the next months, basic household bills for the next months, fuel for the car, you are so free to spend your energy on other projects and learn new things. For me, the issue is that having that much disposable income is the temptation to spend it. Lifestyle creep and keeping up with the Joneses will destroy people if the cash flow ever gets interrupted. Without that cash flow, you can't afford your mortgage or your new car. I avoided it, luckily. Many others have not. I bought a small house and a nice 15-year-old truck when I had the money, and then I stopped. I put my money in the bank/invested it. My monthly stay alive cost is under $1K. When the good times end, I still keep the lights on working a low-paying job. I get you. There was a time in my life where no matter how much money I would have, I would still spend all of it. Some months I would have 1,000 more than the other months and still managed to spend all of it. I'm glad I realized that what I was doing was complete and utter stupidity and that it shouldn't be that way. When I was poor, no money, but free time. Now, money, no free time. It's really not fair. Maybe when I retire I can finally catch up on my gaming backlog. I'll be the old guy in the assisted living facility playing RDR2 instead of hoping my grandkids call. Dude, when millennials get to old age, they'll be having gaming parties in the old folks' home. John, raid time is right after pudding man, where are you? Discord is silent. Damn it John, the first swear you better be having a stroke. Funning service industry people. Waitstaff, hotel, retail store people. It's embarrassing sometimes because I don't know how to react. I have a sister who is middle class and 3 kids. I'm relied on to provide certain expensive things for the kids. Once in a while is fine. It's fun. But because I have no kids, she thinks there should be a constant stream of fun activities and gifts coming from me, because what else are you spending your money on? Grew of middle class, until 12 years old, then mom had a stroke and parents lost family business and was essentially piss poor broke. I think parents sheltered my brothers and I from it a lot. Always had something to eat but always moving around different homes. Christmas presents consisted of socks, underwear and candy bars. It sucked during high school. I was jealous. Went to college, got a job, and so did my brothers. My brothers started doing well and started supporting our parents. I ended up going to med school. Getting through residency. Still paying off massive loans, but now in a place where I don't have to worry about my car breaking down. I can go to Whole Foods, I can buy friends and family dinner without thinking about it. I can pay for my parents' dental work without thinking too much about it. I can invest in stocks, invest in a good home, maintain the home and my cars, and even make money on my house by investing correctly. The biggest difference is that now I can make financial decisions that on their own make money for me, with real estate and with investing. And the ratio of this easy capital gains money only gets better every year. When you are poor you own nothing and the only way of making money is to work, but if your paycheck can't support your lifestyle it is very difficult to break cycle. Paycheck can't support lifestyle, then it is difficult to break cycle, dully noted. Need to remember that and think about it whenever I want to buy something. Generally speaking, with some exceptions, if you can't pay cash for it comfortably, you can't, shouldn't, afford it. Exceptions being, car, house/apartment, college. Those things of course require financing, and you should then consider if the monthly payment could just as easily be paid in cash, so that you are paying it in full every month. You don't want, ideally, any carryover balance from one month to the next. That is how things snowball. Add in an emergency on top of it, and you've got yourself an avalanche. I can afford the good toilet paper now. The only problem is, I'm still not rich enough to have someone wipe for me. I just bought a bidet thingy on Amazon for like $30, and I think it's the next best option. Just saying. Did you name it, and do you talk down to it, like it's less than you? Yeah, you spray that ass, you glorified faucet. I bet you wish I'd wash my hands with you, don't you? You dirty slut. You know daddy likes a squirter. My biggest difference is now that I can wait till something is in sale and cheap, instead of need to replace it when it broke. It allows me to get better quality for the same amount of money. For example, laundry machine is minus 50% during sales. So I can buy the quality of a $1,000 instead of a low end of the market for $500. I'm slightly confused. Do you buy a new washing machine before your older one is broken? Or when the older one breaks, you can afford a laundromat until there is a sale? Yeah, he upgrades things as he goes rather than waiting until it breaks and then having to buy the cheapest option. We do the same, and it's a relief. We're currently thinking of upgrading the dishwasher, so we will wait for the end of year sales and get one. Then, because our dishwasher currently still works fine, we can sell it on. With no money you don't have the flexibility to buy stuff before you need it. Not rich by 1% standards, never been poor, I always had a support system, even if I had no money myself. That being said, the number one thing I noticed is holidays aren't as stressful, because money isn't an issue. Shopping for presents is relatively easy because I'm limited by creativity, not weighing how ashamed am I going to be to give this crappy gift to someone versus how much do I want to eat this week. The main problems come from being in that place where enough is never enough. As long as I watch my spending, I can mostly buy the occasional thing I want, but I don't have enough that I can buy whatever. It's also a dilemma when it comes to helping out my friends. I don't have enough that I can afford to solve, or really significantly impact, my friends' financial problems, while at the same time I want to be generous/helpful when I can. On the gripping hand, it becomes easy to be taken for granted or even worse, taken advantage of. Springing for the occasional meal can easily become being expected to pay for restaurants that are more expensive than I want to be going to in the first place. You want to nip that shit in the bud real quick. But I have a lot of friends who are literally looking through couch cushions for gas money. At the same time, if I gave them gas money all the time, I wouldn't be able to pay my own bills. So it sucks to sit there and have to figure out when I can actually help versus when I'm fighting myself on fire to keep someone else warm. This is me to a T without the having money growing up part. Slowly creeping up on 6 figures, and it's not nearly as much money as everybody thinks after taxes. I spend about $400 a check on other people and helping people out. But at least I'm in a position to be able to do it. Spot on the statement that if you're generous enough you all of a sudden won't be able to afford your bills aspect of it. Went from extremely lower middle class, where I didn't carry insurance because I couldn't afford it, and could never pay all my bill in any given month, to 1%er. The biggest difference is bar none the loss of that fear and shame. My wife is an incredibly empathetic, sympathetic person, but she came from money and doesn't understand the feeling. The stress, shame, and sleeplessness that comes from not having money just can't be explained unless you've lived them. Not having that feeling, just knowing I can buy what I want, within reason, don't confuse the 1% with the 0.01%, is one of the greatest changes in my life. Having come from almost nothing to where I'm at now, there are no problems. The problems I face now are totally first world problems, because money. How did you get to where you are now? A healthy dose of dumb, blind luck and being smart enough to take advantage of an opportunity when it came along. I'm in a position that I'd never be hired for today. I'm basically an electrical engineer in a large but sort of specialized field without any of the schooling behind it. The utility industry, 15 years of on-the-job training and an internal testing system allowed me to rise up into a position where instead of doing the work I'm reviewing it for people far better qualified on paper. I've now got that rare or equivalent experience that you occasionally see on job posting that opens up the world in this industry for me. But really, the break was nothing more than luck and working my ass off at the beginning. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you have a similar story, share it in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. Have a great day, or night.